Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the 2017 Twin Cities Film Fest here at the Fleurdejunk sponsored red carpet. This is our final awesome interview for the first half of the day, and I'm so happy to be here with Jennifer Reeder. She's the director of Signature Move. So thrilled to have you and your film here. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. Okay. First thing that popped out to me when I was watching the trailer to this was the emphasis on secrets. And so give us a little insight to the film. What are we looking at here?
Okay, so Signature Move is a love story between two women. We shot it last summer in Chicago, and the main character, Zainab, who is a Pakistani Muslim, her secrets are that she's falling in love with a woman. Meanwhile, her very conservative mother is trying to find her a husband.
Okay.
So her love life is a secret from her mother. And then she's also, through a very interesting sort of lawyer-client arrangement, she's taken up professional wrestling, which is also a little bit of a secret. The audience knows all of this, right? So we're all kind of privy to sort of Zainab's second life. So it's a romantic comedy.
Okay.
So another thing I noticed about this is that people love it. As every place this film has gone, both critics and audiences are going nuts over this. What about this film do you think resonates so deeply with people?
Well, I actually think that we don't often see romantic comedies about women.
Sure.
Or, I mean, there are comedies about women, but maybe they're not always as smart as I think that this one is. And I can say that because I didn't write it, I got to direct it. But the writing was really smart. And I actually also think that it's an American film that represents Muslims and Mexicans in a super inclusive, sort of loving way and in a funny way, right? So I also think that there are people coming to this film who are seeing themselves on screen, So all of the main lead roles are women of color.
Right. Awesome.
So I also just think that there's so many films that are made all the time that don't represent, more than half of this population. Right. So I think that there's something about watching this really funny family, drama that's also got a sort of a sexy, relationship plot. And the wrestling is also really fun, and I think actually is a sort of a surprising, it's not a twist because it's coming along, but the wrestling sequences are still really big.
That's awesome.
And, so it's also got a little bit of a tiny action element.
Sure.
So, while you were working with your actors on this, how do you like to work with your actors? Is it a lot of are you talking a lot about, hey, what do you bring to the table? What do you see in this? Show me something, or are you coming in with a pretty fully realized vision of exactly what you want?
Well, I mean, this film is actually pretty straightforward, right? So it's not something that, in terms of the acting, had to be so delicately nuanced.
Sure.
For instance, and we cast from the Chicago theater community, which is a really rich sort of group of super, super talented, actors. So I myself, as the director, I always want to trust the actors' instincts first. So actually it was really easy. I would say that the hardest performance was actually from the lead, Zainab, who was played by Fawzia Mirza, who actually wrote the script.
That's awesome.
But she really loves to improvise. And so I spent a lot of time just keeping her on script.
Right.
Her in particular. Everyone else kept a script except for her. Right. And she's also one of the producers, so it's the sort of she was the writer and then she's in it and she's one of the producers, but at the end of the day the director gets the last say.
Right.
It's a fun little dance, it sounds like. Okay, so I want to ask you one last question as far as just directing in general. As young people I know are coming up into it and wanting to pursue it, what sort of advice do you give them? What sort of advice about what to do or maybe what not to do? What to avoid as you're in your journey towards directing bigger and better things?
I mean, I would say that you learn how to make movies by making movies, right? So I think that making things, whether they're small and you have no budget, from there, sort of expanding out. So I think that you know, it's just really important to get the work done. I also think that it's important to sort of be ready for anything, right? And certainly because production, at any moment things could take a turn and you have to be ready for that. And I think that you have to be nice, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that right now, especially as a female director, with all of these, all of this news kind of constantly right this minute pouring out of Hollywood, you know, I think that I mean, as a female director, I'm always in control of my set, but I've never yelled at anyone in anger.
For that, by the way.
I've never thrown anything,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, and when you're working on a film that has a pretty small budget like this one, it's also really important to be able to call in favors, and you can't do that if you've burned a lot of bridges.
Yeah.
So, you know, I actually think that make the work, be ready for anything, and be nice.
Yeah, awesome.
Be nice, guys. Stop throwing stuff. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for bringing your film here. This looks really fun. Thank you so much. Guys, stop back this evening. We'll have more interviews for you right here.